Just a minute. Ah, if it isn't the poor man's poor man.
Now, that isn't kind, but I'll let it pass. I have a proposition you may find interesting, Lionel.
Yeah, I doubt it, but go ahead.
Well, for a price, a very modest price, I'll tell you where your high-spirited wife is at the moment.
How much?
A mere $100, the 10th part of 1,000.
Not interested. Why don't you go sell encyclopedias?
Oh, come now, Lionel. She's with another man at this very moment. I think you'll find her choice fascinating. I tell you what, I'll settle for $50, but that's it.
Is there anything you wouldn't sell?
I'm resisting seashells by the seashore, but it may come to that. The times are temporarily out of joint.
I don't know.
Oh, come on, Lionel. Show a little morbid curiosity about who Augusta's dating these days. I know you still care.
Really? How do you know that?
Because you're that kind of guy. I'd bet my lunch money on it.
All right. This is, less out of curiosity than charity for you. Mason, you said $50?
$50.
$50. Where is the nymph errant?
At the State Street Bistro at a table for two.
Across the table from whom?
Oh, you'll have to find that out for yourself. But I'd suggest you hurry.
It's interesting that my secretary and your chauffeur have such a close relationship, isn't it?
I'd rather not discuss Brick Wallace, if you don't mind. I am really fed up with the power that he exerts over my mother-in-law. Do you know that she lets him buy and sell stocks without even consulting me?
Really? That is interesting. How do you suppose he and Amy met?
Oh, I don't know. The call of the wild. You know, we almost had something like that, remember? I always wondered what might happen if Lionel hadn't been around.
Paradise Lost.
Yes,
Augusta.
indeed. Do you remember what you used to call me?
I called you so many things.
Well, I mean that very special thing that you had engraved on that cigarette case you gave me.
Oh, that... do you still have that, the cigarette case?
Oh, no. I didn't want Lionel to find it and ask me all sorts of embarrassing questions.
Right,
I gave it to a friend.
That would not have been too discreet.
No.
You haven't changed a bit since those days. Do you know that?
Oh, it's very sweet of you to say
No,
that.
I mean it. I think of, was it Thomas Hardy? A face on which time makes but little impression.
Meine kleine Nachtmusik.
Beg your pardon?
That's it.
That's what? That's Mozart. Eine kleine Nachtmusik. Is that what you mean?
No, Jack, that's what I'm talking about, what you used to call me. My little night music. Remember?
Oh, of course, that's right. How could I have forgotten a thing like that? Here, have some more coffee.
I don't know. How did you forget that? You had it engraved.
I tell you, Augusta, I have become so absent-minded. Sometimes I'm genuinely worried about it, but you are absolutely right. Age is no excuse for a memory lapse like that, and I promise you I will not forget it ever again. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't hit it off better with your son.
Well, no, I wanted to apologize. I don't know what was wrong with Warren. He's never been that rude.
Well, he's obviously very, very deeply involved with Maggie Gillis's case.
Yes, he does form very deep attachments and loyalties. But I'm inclined to agree with you. I don't see how she can win a lawsuit against the Catwells. I mean, that injury to her husband was tragic, but to get restitution from the Catwell Enterprises,
I suppose you know that your son wrote quite an article in the Sentinel attacking the Catwells.
Yes, I know. In that respect, I'm very proud of him. I mean, he's not afraid. He goes with what he believes in. I was a little worried about where he was going. I mean, I didn't think he had any direction, but now I think he's finding himself.
It's hard to know what you want when you're that young. Some of us never find out.
It's true.
There, now that didn't take long, did it?
You know, I've been thinking about this ever since you took off.
Thinking about what, Ted?
Well, I hate to see you scrounging for money this way, Mason.
You don't hate it any more than I do.
I mean, it's demeaning.
Can't argue with that.
Yesterday you asked me if I'd lend you $250.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm not going to let you borrow any money from me, Mason.
I see.
I just put together $500, and I have it in cash, and I want to give it to you. No interest, no prepayment plan, just an outright gift. From brother to brother.
Thanks, Dad. It means a lot to me. Been a long time since anybody was that good to me.
Well, I don't see where it's especially good to help your own brother out of a jam. I'm just sorry I don't have more to give you.
Believe me, it means more to me than $10,000 would coming from a stranger. Yeah, it's a slight exaggeration, but it means a lot.
You're welcome.
I won't forget this, Ted. I promise. Ooh, well, there he is now. Excuse me, Ted. I know. I'd be careful if I were you. Mr. Lee will drive you into the ground like a wicket.
Out of my way, Mason. You got what you wanted. Hello, Augusta.
What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? I just wanted to see what kind of a vulture is trying to make time with my wife.
Jack, I am so sorry. I don't know how to apologize for this boorish, unseemly behavior. I am just appalled. I'm...
Just appalled? Well, the princess of etiquette may have neglected to tell you that we are only temporarily separated. We're about to get back together. So if I were you, I'd go for happier hunting grounds. Besides, as you will be wasting your time and money because she's very expensive to feed, you know. She loves beluga caviar.